swelled up inside. Okay, gaslighting is the act of changing things or saying something is true or untrue, which is the exact opposite of what you think it's going to be, for the purpose of screwing with you to make you think you're crazy or dumb or stupid. It's called gaslighting. It's a fucking trick, right? So he realized what was being done, right? She was moving shit on purpose. Nick M was being fucked with, right? Rage swelled up inside. I said, how much is man's work worth? I mow, snowblow, clean the gutters, do all kinds of shit around here, and you sit there on your ass, right, doing laundry, air quotes, doing laundry. I then proceeded to give my life a dry rice cake, flavorless and without nourishment. I sort of blacked out. I wish I could remember more about that rant, but I was in a lot of rage. This is when the beginning of my life journey, this was the beginning of my journey out of hell. My red pill, rock on Nick, right? This is where he was like, fuck, I'm doing all this, and she's gaslighting me. She's fucking with me, right? He went from being proud to fucking pissed. Red pill time. I said, how much is man's work worth? Right? He goes through all of that. I decided at that point that she no longer was in my inner sanctum. As an INTJ personality type under the Briggs-Myers system, Myers-Briggs, Briggs-Myers, whatever it is, there's a point where an INTJ loses respect for somebody, and that's it. They are now out of the fucking circle, right, of what you care about. I don't know what personality type Nick M is. He sounds very similar to me. There's a good chance that when she fucked up, that was the end of it for her. So he says, I decided she was no longer in my inner sanctum. An older friend of mine explained the emotional theory of the castle wall and the keep. The public is outside the castle wall. Co-workers and not-so-close family have to be in the castle wall just to interact with them. 1 second. All right. The public is outside the castle wall. Co-workers and not-so-close family have to be in the castle wall just to interact with them. Some friends are here too. But the inner sanctum, the keep, only should have safe people. Best friends, close family, and a spouse. This is what Nick is writing. At this point, I mentally kicked her, I'm going to put in the word ass, to the outside of the castle wall. Over the next few weeks, she kept trying to reel me back in, but I was done. She was part of the public now. I did not wish her harm, right? I would help her, but there was no more closeness. This freaked her out. The craziest part was that she could not take responsibility. She actually accused me of having a brain tumor. This explained my change towards her in her mind. She had to make it my fault. I didn't have a brain tumor, by the way. Nick writes. This is an amazing fucking story Nick is sharing with us. How he fucking realizes what a cunt she is. And then she accuses him of having a brain tumor. In the old days, she could have accused him of being crazy and had him locked up and taken all of his money and all of his assets, control of it, while he's locked in a fucking hospital. That doesn't work anymore. But I had this problem also. I was accused of being fucking nuts. I was accused of all kinds of shit through my divorce. When I decided that was it, and it just took a couple of fucking weeks to get to the next step, she went off her fucking rocker. She couldn't believe what was going on. Right, but let's get back to Nick's stories. And I'm almost done. Well, we did not have kids, and at this point we were going to start trying. I was freaking out. I did not want kids with her. I could still see her sitting on that couch yelling shameful things at me. Shameful things at me. So he's ready to leave her while she's pushing for the kids now. And she was yelling shameful things at him. Calling him names, making fun of him. Who knows what she did. When a woman attacks a man, they destroy your desire to have sex with them. In a lot of cases. Sometimes you want to get a fucking hard-on and go bone him in the ass. Other times you just don't want a fucking hard-on. They're so disgusting. So then they shame you. No matter what you do, they start shaming you to bring you back in line. Nag, 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 nag. Right? The fucking cunts. Okay. So at this point, I started calling her out on everything. All of her bullshit, right? He says, I started accusing her of lying again every time I detected something. I did not let it go. Right? He sounds relentless. Right? She threatened divorce, and if I did not start trusting her, she wanted instant trust. or she was going to divorce him. Isn't this fucking great? He makes the money. He buys the house. He fucking makes everything work. And she's going to threaten him divorce if he doesn't straighten up. What a fucking joke, these stupid cunts. And that's a bluff. And I'm going to do a video on the bluff. This didn't get anywhere with me. It took so long to wake up. But work was my escape, and I avoided dealing with it. I should have bailed once the jig was up after 2 years. Okay, a year later in 2010, there was no peace, and I filed for divorce. It was finalized in 2011. I have been through a lot, but it has been a character-building experience. I have not been in a relationship for 2.5 years. It has been so quiet. I only ran into crazy bitches when dating, and since I have the divorced man armor, no hook could snag me. Right? The divorced man armor. I know what that fucking is, right? It's Mgtow armor. Right? I own my own house with a workshop in the garage and a workshop in the basement. I have a great career. I shut down the business when the divorce started for strategic reasons, but also because I was a little unhinged with all the life changes. I didn't even hear of Mgtow until December of 2016. I was doing this on my own. What your videos help with is getting rid of the hidden shame that I do not have a family or wife-girlfriend. I would like one, but on my terms. Knowing other men are out there choosing to go their own way helps extinguish the need to explain. This is healthy and profitable. And I think he means for him personally. This is critical. Right? Your videos help with getting rid of the hidden shame that I do not have a family or a wife or girlfriend. Do not be ashamed of being a man and going your own way and making your own decisions. We can see that Nick M. has probably been facing the slings and arrows of people expecting him to make kids, expecting him to have another girlfriend, expecting to support another fucking parasite. Right? And if he finds a girl, good for Nick, if that's what he wants. If he doesn't, good for Nick. It's all good for Nick on his terms. Right? And he fucking said it right, and he's been doing it for years. This is amazing, right? We need more of this type of encouragement. Okay? As you say, there is no bitching in my house, and it is just the right size. I got it cheap and needed a lot of work. I am doing this work when I have cash or extra time. In fact, without a woman, I will be able to pay off my house quickly and possibly retire early. He says, I like the dry erase board, by the way. Okay. I can deal. He writes, I'm a former Marine, and I do not consider myself to be a beta male or wimp, right? His wife took advantage of his kind heart. He wrote that. This is an act of pure evil on her part. Emotional terrorism, he writes. Right? There are about 15 unabridged volumes of my ex-wife stories I can tell. I tried to stick to the top points. It feels good to write it out and share it. Thanks. Okay? Take care. Enjoy the snow in California, right? And I also enjoy the Prepared Mind channel as well. Nick, send me more of those fucking stories, right? If you've got some really good ones that demonstrate what an evil, twisted cunt she was. How she would gaslight you, manipulate you, fuck with you, right? These types of stories are great because it shows kind of a chronological order in what's going on. Men have kind hearts. We have hearts full of love and hope. You know, I'm not afraid to say that. It's fucking macho to say my heart is good. It's full of hope and love. And every time I invest that in some woman, right? Men say every time I invest that in a woman, she shits on it. She destroys it. She takes advantage of it. Now, this thing at the very beginning of Nick's story, where he says, right, she says, I guess I went too far. That means she was aware of what she was doing. She's cognizant. It's incredible that they do it on fucking purpose. It's disgusting what they do. What these fucking women do is just absolutely disgusting. I guess I went too far. My fucking ex pushed me too far. I was just like Nick. I was working my ass off, making life fucking great for her, so I could raise my sons in a good, manly environment until I realized that manly environment was missing a man in charge. The moment I tried taking that, complete control back, she fucking flipped, right? I divorced that dumb bitch. And dumb bitch she is. And here we are right now, right? Doing the Mgtow videos. I want everyone to see the ways that women do these things, understand it, but also to encourage other men to go Mgtow, to go their own way. I'm not encouraging men to divorce their wives, but take control of your life. Take it back from these whores. And if they won't give you your life back, that means they think you're their bitch. All right. Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Hit the little bell next to it. That'll send you alerts. Give this and all videos a thumbs up. And hit that share button. Hit the share button. Why? Because other men need to hear about this. Send it to married men, young men, men who are engaged. They're in the worst fucking trouble. Everybody, send it to them so that we can start spreading this message of fucking freedom, male freedom, masculine freedom, the freedom from shame and guilt for being a man. On all cases across the board, we need to be able to be men and fucking mean it. Semper Fi, rock on, I have the penis.